I am Alex. I go by Alex.da.bibliophile on all social media, and I am joined tonight by a few of my favorites in the book club, Bibliobaddies, and we pretty much just wanted to talk about Black Romance Book Fest and do a little recap. So, welcome everybody. I'm going to say this is only going to be positive. This is about the good, the best, and the better of Black Romance Book Fest. If you are unaware, that is a book event that happens here in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is for Black and indie authors to be celebrated pretty much. It is a space where narrators, authors, readers, content creators, bookish vendors, publishers can all come together and again celebrate Black romance. We were fortunate enough to have somebody who was a vendor at the event. We had a first time attendee, we had a volunteer, and then we also had a content creator. So we're kind of excited to bring you like different perspectives of the event. So I am going to hush and I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves and kind of tell you what their role was at Black Romance.
Well, I'll go first. My name is Judith. I am the founder of JLux Brand Soy Candle Company. I had the opportunity to actually be a vendor and an experience host for 2 nights. We had a candle making class Friday and Saturday, and this is my second year being part of the Black Romance Book Festival family, and I'm grateful. Yes.
Okay. So before you actually went, because again, this is your second year, but before you went, like, what were you excited about
This year, last year, this year.
this year?
My excitement is just I just like being in one space with many women that share the same hobbies. Yeah, that's it. We love books. We love books. We love stuff. We love vendors. We love celebrating the authors. We just have so much in common, and I absolutely just love being in
I
it.
am Nicole. I am Nick underscore reads books. And I participated at BRBF as a volunteer. And it was a great experience. This is my first year volunteering that at that event. Last year I attended the event. So I had a different experience this year, which was great. They were both equally as great. So I'm glad I was able to do it, and I'm going to do it again next year if I
All right,
can.
so I attended Black Romance Book Fest as a content creator, class of 2026 content creator. Thankfully, I also was part of the first class last year, and each year has been an amazing experience. Hopefully, people did the applications to be 2027 content creators because they are doing it a little bit different. But I was just blessed to be in the room the last 2 years. It is an experience like no other, to be amongst other content creators and be seen and celebrated is beautiful. And then you're with everybody else. You're with the publishers, you're with the authors, and it's just a beautiful space. So let's get into the good. We gonna kind of round table it. Let me know what surprised you in a positive way about the experience. Judith, you can go first.
Surprise. Seeing the 3,000 people. I mean, you hear about it, right? And you know it's gonna be a big deal. And I've been to major expos, but seeing it, and guess what? I don't care how packed it is, but to see the movement, right? I'm proud, and I'm just grateful to be amongst it. How many people can say, "Hey, I met my favorite author." Growing up, you just say, "Hey, this is a book and this is an author. I love their books," but you never imagine actually meeting them, right? But to be standing near them and getting a hug from them, getting autographs, and or being in the elevator. Last year, I met so many just riding the elevator. But yeah, so that is what surprised me.
All right. My name is Kamisha. I'm a part of the Bibliobaddies Book Club. Woo-hoo. And I was a first time attendee, and I also volunteered with Judith and J. Brands. And I really enjoyed my experience. It was such a beautiful thing. So beautiful. And
Good.
to see that, okay, I know I read. to see like, okay, yeah, y'all are reading way more than what I be doing with my little books, my little 80 books that I don't read this year is nothing in what everybody else is doing. They be killing it.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yes.
so to that's always the good, right? To see that
Yes.
other people share that hobby, but reading is a solo journey for the most part. We're doing that at the house by ourselves, in our car by ourselves. So to have that many people in one space, knowing that it's because we all love to read, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Um, I would say my good was I got to meet Z Renee. And I had just finished her book off the charts the week before. And I was like, girl, why do you start that book off like that? What? Why do you start that prologue like that?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I was like, I had to take my AirPod out and realize I was at work. And I couldn't be like, oh, this is gonna be something. And I said, you really, she knows how to write. Like all her books are so good. So if you have not had that opportunity to read Z Renee, please do. You won't be disappointed. Another thing was this is my last thing. Um, being able to see how I sat in a panel with Kennedy Ryan and Malcolm Lee and Tia Williams and seeing the process of how they actually bring the books that we read to life on the screen. And I don't think that we think of the thought process because as readers, we like, oh, we're going to go see it because we read the book. And it's supposed to be just like the book, but sitting there and realizing like everything, every detail cannot go
Mhm.
into that movie, that series. They're trying their best. And to have somebody like Malcolm Lee in there from Best Man, like that's a big thing. That's a
Yeah.
big thing. So
Well,
those are some of
good, good.
my
And I think
good.
just real quick, what you just touched on is Black Romance Book Fest itself had us in a room with people we normally wouldn't even be in a room with. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Wow.
Again, you read the books independently, but to then take it a step further and you're able to ask that author, what were you thinking? You're
Right.
able to talk to those narrators and say, woo, the way you was narrating that one scene, and then
Yes.
you're able to talk to the publishers and say, what you guys are doing, I love, or we
Mhm.
want more of. And I think that's really important. You. So, Nick, you're up next as far as what just kind of surprised you with the event.
I will say the amount of people because it doubled from last year. There was a lot of people. But it just meeting different people, being able to help them out, just hearing about their love of these books, it just the whole experience. And because I volunteered, I did volunteer closely as well a couple of times with Lauren herself, and just the amount of work that goes into it. I mean, I don't even think anybody could imagine because I didn't. I don't even know everything she put into it, but just to be in the space with her even a little bit, just stuffing swag bags. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes on behind. I mean, she deserves all her flowers because
Absolutely.
she's doing that and she's authoring books and she's just trying to make sure everything's running smoothly. I mean, she needs all the applause. So
Yes.
her and
And
the team,
speaking of that, her
her
and the entire team,
and
because
yeah,
just like us at Bibliobaddies, they are doing everything plus some. They have full time jobs, they have significant others, they have kids.
yes,
So shout out to Reese, Lauren, who am I missing? Nat, Tiffany, Zevi, who
on,
else?
The
her.
mom. I saw the mom.
Yep. Miss
Yeah.
Oh
Debbie.
yeah, Nicole. Yes, she's great. Her mom, I mean,
Right.
oh my gosh, yeah, she's so good.
So
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to the whole Black Romance Book Fest team. We
Mhm.
appreciate you guys. We know it's not easy. And you definitely have our full support for forever. You have our full support. I'm sorry. I think it's the same thing. What surprised me was the number. Like hearing the number all these months, like, oh yeah, we have, this many people. We sold this many tickets in what,
Mhm.
12 minutes. It sounds far fetched, but to then be in the space with that many people was definitely overwhelming, especially me. I got anxiety. So it was overwhelming, but in a good way.
Hmm.
So if you haven't been to Black Romance Book Fest, if you're thinking about it for next year, if you are fellow anxiety queen or king, definitely do it. But just also know that, you know, in the back of your mind, have your safe space and your things and your tactics so that you can just deal with it and you'll have a great time. We're gonna talk a little bit more about it, but like one of the great tactics is stay at the host hotel
Mhm.
or nearby. So if you get overwhelmed, you can go to your room and then you can come back out when you want to. I
Yeah.
think it's funny that every single last one of us on this call stays here in Metro Atlanta, and every single last one of us either stayed at the hotel or stayed nearby at a hotel. So
Mhm.
that's definitely something that you have to do if you're attending Black Romance Book Fest. All right, so let's hear about the better. And then my question for you guys for the better is what ended up being better than you expected it to be?
I did not expect to be going to a concert. And I just went to Floyd. I didn't go on Friday, but I went Saturday. And I'm like, baby, yes, it definitely brought me back to when I was a little younger or a lot of younger. But it was, the concert was great. And I attended, my daughter attended with me, which made it even better. And I was hanging around Alex and her. It was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So I'll say the Lloyd concert, definitely.
Yeah.
For me, better. I would say that everybody, I think they got a hold on it by Sunday morning when they was like, "Look, y'all standing these lines, y'all wasting y'all time." It was just a bunch of people, and I'm like, I know I could be an eager beaver too. But standing in a line and standing there, I'm like, y'all killing us with these cars. But but being there and being seeing how they were making the changes on a daily basis, and as somebody that does events in my line of work, like that's super important. You take the real time feedback and you're like, okay, we're going to go ahead and implement these things to make your experience be so much better. So by the time, even though I didn't go on Sunday because I was exhausted, y'all, being able to see that they were taking everybody's feedback in real time and making the changes and making things accessible is super important. And it makes you feel valued as an attendee, as a volunteer, as a vendor, and as a content creator, seeing those things happen.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. What
Mhm.
about you, Judith?
Better. You know, I already have high expectations for them. I know they gonna bring it, you know. And just watching how hard they work, I know. I tell anybody, listen, you getting more value than
Mhm.
any event you can attend
Yeah.
here at the Black Romance Book Festivals. You know, books, Black women, great energy. The authors are here, the narrators.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
now we
Yeah.
can't forget the narrators. I
Yes.
mean, you're meeting these voices that are in your head in
Mhm.
real life, in real life. So I just love everything about it. So I would definitely recommend anybody just come.
What ended up just being better was just being in the community, in the space. Again, I attended last year. Last year was epic. Of course, it was the first year, but this year it felt different. We were in a different space. It was more people, but we were still able to have that community. You guys touched on like the concerts. So us singing and doing things that normal book events they don't have to this magnitude. So I think that was what made it even better. People were like, "Girl, where you at?" As I'm, posting in my stories and stuff. And I'm like, "I'm at a book event." And they're like, "Huh? A book
Mhm.
event?" So I think the way that Black Romance Book Fest is showing up in the space is better than it can be, better than anything right now. And I have been to other book events, which I adore and love them for what they are. But yeah, this one is doing some things. But did y'all have a standout panel or night or experience that you had?
I did the narrator panel with Midnight, Miles Washington, Wesley Simone. That panel right there, just to, I love my narrators.
Mhm.
But to see what goes into it, because once upon a time I wanted to be a narrator myself. And to see the talent and what all goes into them perfecting their craft. I'm impressed. But
Mhm.
if I'm a fanatic about anything, it's the
That's
narrators. So
what I went to I said before, the panel with Kennedy Ryan, Tia Williams, and Malcolm Lee. And they also had an SVP from NBC Universal. So showing like how they actually take the books, and it's usually the person that's at the um what do you call it, the network, that's like, hey, I'm pitching this idea to the network because I've read this book and I've enjoyed it, and I want to bring this person in to pitch. So seeing the timeline of how these things work, because when we think of books going into film or a TV series, we're like, oh, they just picking it up and it's going straight through. It's the entire process of how it's even done, how it's adapted, what's green lighted, what's like, no, we ain't putting that in. And seeing it, how they work it from start to finish was very interesting to see. And to have heavy hitters like Tia Williams, who's been on Netflix with The Perfect Fine, and I've read that book, and excited that something else is coming out. I'm not gonna spill it, but excited that another one of her books is being adapted into something. So it's like they work hard. Just think about, you're writing this book and you think, okay, I'm just gonna write this book. Then you got the narrators, because we know Wesley Siobhan is gonna kill it every time.
Every time.
Every time.
absolutely.
And then they're like, okay, well, let's go ahead and make this a series. But this is how it's going to work. This is what we needed to work on network TV, or how it's going to be on Netflix, or how it's going to look on HBO. Thinking about Zane, back in the day, Zane was the first author that I know that had something on TV on
Hmm.
Showtime. So
Yeah.
it's like you're in the room with some heavy hitters and you don't realize how elevating and exciting and innovative it is to just be there, to be one in a number.
Yes, I think that's good. Because so, again, I didn't attend a whole lot of panels, but of course, I was part of the content creators. So I went to both sessions, and just seeing us being able to have our time and being able to be in a room, and we don't have to like have that opportunity. So for Black Romance Book Fest to give the content creators that opportunity was amazing. Also, shout out to all the content creators, because every year we've been bringing like these little things to swap. Some people really put their time, their money, and their energy behind the products that they were swapping. And like you said, Judith, I still have my bag that I need to unpack, but I'm talking hats, I'm talking Kindle charms, all kinds of things. And so shout out to the content creators. But also content creators understanding that we share this space with everybody and we're not necessarily bigger than the picture, but they have given us a lane to be celebrated. And so, we all in the room, no matter if you have 500 followers or if you have 5,000 or more, as like Brit and all of them, way more followers. And so I think it's a beautiful experience. And all the content that the content creators have been creating since the event has been beautiful to watch. I mean, I like, oh, let me step my game up, because everybody's content coming out has been amazing. I got a little charge in my bag and I'm like, yeah, let me do some more. Let me do some more. Let us know if you plan to attend in 2027. We're gonna talk about what the best thing was for us. So what was one defining moment? Like, if you didn't experience anything else the entire weekend, what was that one thing you're like, I'm glad I got to experience that?
Mhm.
For me, I think it's just like just being in the room, just being in the space, just being in that moment. I mean, you don't realize how big it is until you are a part of it. And if you have the opportunity to attend, to volunteer, to be a content creator, however, to be a vendor, just to be in the room, I think is
Mhm.
enough. Just to experience it, even if it's just one time, I think is the best part of BRBF.
For me, it's being requested to come back for a second year as an experienced host. I'm just grateful. Just Lauren Lacey. Just a lot of times these major events go on and you don't see the founder, the host, the you don't even know who they are, but she's out there. You know, shout out to her and just trying to have your hands in it, support it, make sure everything's going well, checking on people. You know, shout out to the volunteers that
Mhm.
made sure we were good. You know, the ones that really, really stayed on top of their role. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
I know for me, being able to shopping is my thing. I love shop. But being able to go and see other vendors, support, spend my black money with my black sisters
Thank
and
you.
support them was one of the best things that I did. And I loved it. Everything that I got was intentional. I got incense, I got candles, I got car scents, I got pins, keychains, even past pins and keychains out the folks because everything was intentional in my buys and be able to see like where my black dollar is going and supporting my black sisters was very important for me. So I swore that vendor, I tore it up. From seasonings, everything, just being able to support us and keep our dollars between us made me feel very happy.
Yes, and I'm sure y'all seen that post that Alexandria House's son-in-law did. He was like, black women out here making black women rich. So yes, I love
Yes.
that. And like you said, it was an opportunity for other people like me who don't necessarily buy books because I do more audio books, but we got to support the vendors. So a lot of what I did this year was supporting the vendors and, buying little trinkets and shirts and stuff like that, whether it was the vendors or the bookstore vendors, and being able to support them too. So I absolutely love that. For me, it was the book swap that I got to host this year. I don't know who said Alex could host the book swap, but we did it. Me and my co-host Valencia, who goes by Drifting Lit, she is in the comments. Shout out to you, girl. But Penguin Random House sponsored it. It was on Sunday morning, and we both were like, "Girl, ain't nobody finna come to this. Everybody gonna be tired from the concert last night, and we not gonna have nobody here at 8:45 in the morning." We had to do what black women have to do sometimes, and that is pivot, and we made it happen. We had over 100 people show up to the book
Mm.
swap. Again, it was sponsored by Penguin Random House, and if y'all have seen the pictures and the video circulating, it was a time. People left with tons of books. The initial concept was like bring three and then get three from Penguin Random House, but we end up having way more books than we thought we were going to have. So people were walking away with, 10 to 20 books. I even got some for, giveaways and for book club. I think I brought home, I counted yesterday, it was 27 books. But then I have like a few extra copies of each book, but unduplicated 27 books. So a time was had at Book Swap, and I hope that we get to do it in 2027. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Because again, I wanted to just talk to the people who are nervous about coming to a book event that is this big.
Mhm.
Rightfully so. But I think if you make a plan, I saw a few different people making plans, like literally writing out plans of how they were going to tackle the weekend. I think that is a smart move, but also be open minded to your plans may be able to change, shift, or pivot. Because, like they mentioned earlier, the team had to make some changes as the weekend kind of went on, which was a blessing. And, thanks to Omni for stepping up also to help them make those changes. But if you're nervous, don't be, come out.
Mm.
It's such a great community. Everybody loves on each other. Um and I think you would really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Plus
come
the app.
on. Just come on.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah,
Shout
the
out to
app.
the app.
Y'all know
Yes,
what?
shout out
I'm
to the
not at
app.
I'm not at home, so I don't have my book. But I that book that they made, the BRBF book that they made with all the information, all the authors, all the content
Hmm.
creators, vendors.
Oh,
It
I
was
didn't get
absolutely
one. I'm
beautiful.
so
So I don't
sad.
know. I don't know who came up with the idea to have the book, but kudos to you. I love the book, and I hope they bring the book back next year because it was super cute. Somebody even like had me sign their book, so it was
It's a
cute.
souvenir.
Yeah, it is. It's
So for the people that are trying to decide if they should come,
mhm.
if it's well worth it. Listen, you again, I'm going to say value. There is so much value in attending. Yes, you can have a plan, but you got to be flexible and be okay with not doing everything. Like me, I plan
Yes,
on doing so many things,
yes.
and I probably just did 60% of what I planned to do. And I'm still perfectly okay with it because it's just too
Hmm.
much. It's absolutely too much.
Yes.
But I love it, and I mean, you got so many options. I hope that it still continues to be affordable for people. But if they choose to raise the price, it's still well worth it. Just come, trust you me. Even with the giveaways and the swag items, that's well over what the ticket costs.
Like you said, yes, for things to be affordable. Yes, for you to be able to do the add-ons. But like she said, you cannot do everything. Like you will be tired. And so just really focus on what you really want to do as far as your experience and then make that your experience. Cause me, I was like, well, I'm gonna do everything. I didn't. I was tired. I'm old. It didn't work out.
So I'm going to lay down.
But I missed both nights events. I was like, I'm going to go lay down. Look, I'm
I
tired.
wasn't missing Lloyd.
So
Me and
shout
Nick
out to Pleasure P and Miss Carrie, baby. That's it.
me and Nick was almost front row for Lloyd,
Yes.
okay? We was not in that.
I was right up under the stage, baby.
Yes, we
My little
enjoyed that.
concert.
I know. I feel like I should have did a better plan, but also I think if you went last year and then you went this year, it was also kind of hard to plan because it was totally different. Like it was just night and day, and not in a bad way, but just night and day. I don't think I would have planned last year. I showed up. I was able to go into panels and do a little dilly dally, as they say. But this year it was like, oh, I missed that panel. I missed that panel too.
Right.
So like they said, the app is definitely your best friend. So use it.
I don't
Yes.
know whoever created that app. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was
Always the
impressed from the
time.
moment I opened it up, and I haven't had or been to any events that's had an app that organized and that helpful.
Just the intentionality. And like I said, I've been to other book events and I love those equally, just in different ways. And I
Right.
think it speaks to the creators. Black Romance Book Fest is open to anybody who wants to celebrate Black romance. But also understanding that as a Black author, as a Black content creator, as a Black creative, and as a Black person putting together an event, you have to go above and beyond
Mhm.
to be seen in the space. And so I think that speaks to them and they know that. And so they are going above and beyond, whether it's the app, whether it's the book that I was just talking about, or being able to pivot in real time. You have to be able to do that in order to be successful. Because unfortunately in this day and age, people will try to find any reason to tear you down and any reason for you to fail. And so that's why we were doing nothing but positivity on this live. That's why we're giving them their flowers. And we're understanding that even in 2027, they're going to have some challenges because they are moving to another place.
Right.
And so every time you move to a different place, every time you open it up, I don't know if they're going to have as many tickets sold next year, but every time you move to another place you're going to have new challenges. And so
Mhm.
being able to be patient with them until they're able to find their home where they're going to be able to have it for the next few years. Again, it's Atlanta, and so things happen, and I think again them being able to pivot in real time was just beautiful.
Well, I will say, whatever it's going to take to continue to protect, right? To protect this movement and what Lauren Lacey and her team is trying to do, we will be here to support that. And I plan on being present every year that is going on. And by the grace of God, I will be in attendance. And whatever they need help with, I think me, us, all of us, our crews, we will be there to help and support. So
I just want to thank you guys for always showing up and showing out. Like, you're part of the Bibliobaddies team, but then, like you said, Judith, we were there to help you with the candle making and the vendoring.
mhm.
And Nick, you were behind the scenes helping to volunteer. And Kamisha, you was like, "Hey, it's my first time coming, but I am down for whatever y'all need
Yeah.
help with." And so I just appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for jumping on this live so we could just talk about the event. Anything else, ladies?
Now I just look forward to next year.
Yeah. Look
And
forward to next year.
Make sure you follow us at Bibliobaddies to see what the book club is up to. We have a lot of good things in store.